What is up, guys? Delboy here. So as you guys might have seen, Vasyl Lomachenko versus Anthony Crolla is set for the 12th of April and it goes down at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. And I wanted to share my thoughts and opinions on this fight. Now, is this a fight I'm really interested in? No, I've got to be honest, I don't see it as competitive. However, do I have a problem with it? No. Ultimately, we all know Lomachenko's goal. His goal is to become an undisputed champion at lightweight. And right now, the other two belt holders are not available. The WBC champion, Mikey Garcia, has a fight scheduled already. He's jumping up in weight to fight Errol Spence for the IBF welterweight title. And the other belt holder, Richard Commey, who holds the IBF, he was supposed to fight Lomachenko in April, but Richard Commey picked up an injury and those two cannot unify in April. So Lomachenko needed a dance partner and Anthony Crolla is his mandatory challenger for his WBA title. Is it the fight I want to see? No, but it's pretty much as good as we can get right now. And like I said, Lomachenko needs to stay busy. As I've mentioned before, my standard for champions is the following. If you can't unify, at least fight a mandatory challenger or a top 10 rated opponent. And Crolla is his mandatory, and also he is rated in the Ring Magazine's top 10 lightweights. Is Crolla the opponent I wanted to see? No, but ultimately it's an acceptable opponent in my opinion. And we as boxing fans have to take a couple of things into account. Now, we keep on saying we want undisputed champions. Well, if you want to be an undisputed champion, chances are you are going to have to take on some mandatories along the way. And the downside with that is sometimes sanctioning bodies enforce mandatories that are not always the strongest. That's the downside. But if we want undisputed champions, we can't criticise fighters like Lomachenko for taking these type of fights. That's just the reality. You can't have it both ways. The other two champions are not available right now. Lomachenko has a mandatory, so he may as well fight him. We can't really say we want undisputed champions if we then criticise guys for fighting mandatories along the way. That makes no sense whatsoever. Yes, we may think the mandatory isn't the strongest, but, you know, that's the downside with wanting an undisputed champion, unfortunately. And listen, Lomachenko fights good competition 90% of the time. And it's okay for Lomachenko to have a fight like this once in a while. And the fact we are really disappointed in Lomachenko fighting Crolla, it kind of speaks volumes of his quality because, you know, Crolla is a former world champion. He's a top 10 rated Ring Magazine lightweight. He's a mandatory. On paper, he's not a terrible opponent at all. But we hold Lomachenko to such a high standard that, you know, an opponent like Crolla is seen as garbage. But if we take the pound for pound list and look at some of the names on it, look at some of their title defences. Look at Naoya Inoue, for example. Look at a couple of his title defences and tell me every one of his world title wins are better than Crolla. Look at Terence Crawford's resume. Look at a couple of his title defences like Thierry Jean or Hank Lundy. You know, these guys are not as proven as Crolla, but Terence Crawford didn't get this type of scrutiny for fighting them, let's be honest about it. And again, it just shows the standard we hold Lomachenko to, when in reality, it's not always possible to meet those lofty standards. Sometimes you just need to fight what's available and what makes sense at the time, and that happens to be Anthony Crolla. It is what it is, can't really complain about it. It is what it is. Now, I'm not sitting here painting out that it's a good fight. I've not said that once. I expect Lomachenko to win this fight at a canter. I think he's going to go to town on Anthony Crolla. Anthony Crolla is like a blank canvas for Lomachenko to style on. Let's be honest about it. But I'm still going to watch it. I love watching Lomachenko fight, so I'll treat it as a bit of an exhibition. I can't really see how Anthony Crolla wins this fight unless Lomachenko's arm falls off, and even then, I would pick Lomachenko to outbox Anthony Crolla. But share your thoughts below. What do you think of this fight? Are you disappointed? I can't lie, I am disappointed, of course, but I'm not going to criticise Lomachenko for that. It is what it is. Share your thoughts below. Peace.